Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so we still 8 of us. Should I begin, Mataji? Whatever is your instruction.
Mataji, let's start, Mataji. By the time we read, they will join, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So, who's reading this verse, please? Today we have to complete this chapter. So, yeah, let's begin.
May I read the shloka, Mataji?
Yes, shloka and the translation, please. Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dandvat pranam. Shloka 1.16.31. Atmanam chanushocami bhavantam chamarottamam devan pitrun rushin sadhun sarvan varnas tatha shraman. Will you please scroll down a little bit, Mataji?
Translation. Who's doing this? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Translation. Can you read, Dhanashri Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai. I am thinking about myself and also, O best amongst the demigods, about you as well as about all the demigods, sages, denizens of Pitruloka, devotees of the Lord, and all men obedient to the system of Varna and Ashrama in human society. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Someone else who could come to read forward to read the purport, please.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Please read.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. To affect the perfection of human life, there is cooperation between men and demigods, sages, denizens of the Pitruloka, devotees of the Lord, and the scientific system of Varna and Ashrama, orders of life. The distinction between human life and animal life therefore begins with the scientific system of Varna and Ashrama, guided by the experiences of the sages in relation with the demigods, gradually rising to the summit of re-establishing our eternal relation with the Supreme Absolute Truth. The personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, when God made Varnashrama Dharma, which is strictly meant for developing animal consciousness into human consciousness and human consciousness into godly consciousness, is broken by advancement of foolishness. The whole system of peaceful and progressive life is at once disturbed. In the age of Kali, the first attack of the venomous snake strikes against the God-made Varnashrama Dharma, and thus a person properly qualified as a Brahmana is called a Sudra. And a Sudra, by qualification, is passing as a Brahmana, all on a false birthright claim. To become a Brahmana by a birthright claim is not at all bona fide, although it may be a fulfillment of one of the conditions. But the real qualification of a Brahmana is to control the mind and the senses, and to cultivate tolerance, simplicity, cleanliness, knowledge, truthfulness, devotion, and faith in the Vedic wisdom. In the present age, consideration of the necessary qualification is being neglected, and the false birthright claim is being supported, even by a popular, sophisticated poet, the author of Ramacharita Manasa. This is all due to the influence of the age of Kali. Thus, Mother Earth, represented as a cow, was lamenting the regrettable condition. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Yeah, so firstly, let us understand what is this happening? Who's conversing? The conversation is happening between whom? Who is speaking? We are continuing from yesterday's verses. You all must have joined yesterday as well. So
yes, Mataji. Bull and the cow are speaking, Mataji.
Yes. Yes, correct. So Mother Earth is represented by cow. Right? And Dharma is represented by the bull. Okay, and now we are even in the purport. Srila Prabhupada writes Mother Earth. Why is Earth addressed as Mother? How many, as per Shastras, how many mothers do we have?
7.
Yes.
7.
Yes, exactly. 7. So Mother Earth is one of them. Cow is also one of them. And Mother Earth, this personality is represented by this cow. So now this conversation is happening between cow and bull, and here this cow is bull is bull asked several questions, and now mother cow is answering. And here the emphasis is on varnashram. The first attack of Kali is on varnashram. It is said like this in the purport also. So we have understood about varnashram from Bhagavad Gita, right? Where Lord says, Chatur Varnyam Maya Shrishtam. Maya means I, Shrishtam means I have created. This way, Daivi, the Varnashram, which is created by the Supreme Lord, Lord is divided. There is a division of the society into 4 Varnas and 4 Ashrams. So firstly, somebody can tell me which are the 4 Varnas? We are all students of Bhagavad Gita.
Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. And
yes, so 4
villains
Varnas, correct. No, wait. 4 Varnas means the occupational groups, right? Now, when I come to the ashramas, what are the 4 ashramas? Not you, Mataji, somebody else. Ashramas, yes, somebody else.
Grihasthashram, Vanaprasthashram,
Vanaprastha, Grihastha, Sannyasa.
Sannyasi.
Go in order from Brahmacharya, then Grahastha, then Vanaprastha, then Sannyas, right?
Yes.
Correct? So these are, we have understood the basics from the Bhagavad Gita again. So now if I look at 4 Varnas, so this actually Varna, the Brahmanas are compared to the head. If you look at a human body, so the head represents Brahmanas, the arms represent Kshatriyas, who are the administrators, right? Kshatriyas, administrative class. And mercantile class or cow protection, mercantile class, that is represented by Vaishyas, right? And that is represented by our belly in our human body, if we see. And the Shudras, the labor, the working class, which is represented by our feet. So now in our body, just imagine all these 4 parts work in conjunction or they don't. There's a perfect harmony, and the head can't say, oh, legs are useless, the Shudras, I don't want. It doesn't go like this. In our body also, we are using all these 4 parts, and they are functioning very well in complete harmony. So this division was made for person to evolve spiritually. That's why this social division was made like this in the society, for a person to evolve. But how is the now if I am a Brahmana and I have a son, so here in Bhagavad Gita the Lord clearly says guna karma vibhagasha, right? This division is made not by birthright. Even here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, it's not as per birthright. For example, I am a Brahmana and my son automatically becomes a Brahmana. No, it's not going to work like that. Srila Prabhupada always gives an example, just like a judge's son, a judge in the High Court or Supreme Court, whatever. His son cannot be a judge. He may be, but it's not necessary 100% by birth. Ab birth ho gaya, judge ka beta hai, so he will be a judge. It's nothing like that. So similarly here, it is depending on the characteristics, it is depending on the qualities of the person. So it's not necessary a Brahmana's son may have those qualities now let us understand from Bhagavad Gita, going back to Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, I believe somewhere 41, 42, some verses there, which is giving the qualities of a Brahmana. Anybody can recall the verse from Bhagavad Gita? Shamo, Damas, Tapa, Shaucham, Shantir, Arjava, Evan. Yes. So what is Shamo? Shamo means peaceful.
Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam Brahma Karma Swabhavajam.
Perfect. Thank you, Mataji. So let us understand what these are Sanskrit terms. Shama means peacefulness. Dhamma means self-control. The person should have complete control. He should be Jitendriya. Complete control on his mind and the senses. Shama, Dhamma, Tapa. Tapa is austerity. Shaucham is cleanliness. Arjavam is honesty. So these qualities, Jnanam, Vijnanam, we should have the complete knowledge of the scriptures. Vijnanam means realized knowledge, even the wisdom. Knowledge is one thing, but to realize that knowledge, that person, Brahma Janati iti Brahmana, right? We say like that. So he should be having Jnana Vijnana. So all these features, when we see these 9 qualities of the Brahmana, so today when we are looking at our society, why there is chaos, as Srila Prabhupada mentions, Kali has attacked, the first attack has been on Varna Ashram. So there is a complete chaos. Why is there chaos? We can see in our surroundings. Suppose, now this is with all due respects, we're not pointing at anybody. It's just general statements as per the scriptures and what is being observed. So a Brahmana's son, if he is a true Brahmana, now he is labeled as Brahmana in today's society in Kali Yuga, but he's going out, putting pant and trouser, going out and taking up a job. So tell me, is he a Brahmana in true sense? Yes or no? Is he Brahmana?
No,
Mataji, he becomes a Sudra, Mataji.
Yes, because he is accepting to work for somebody else. Brahmana, that is not the quality of a Brahmana, right? Somebody is there. What? Okay, somebody's Mataji's put for this 7 mothers. Thank you for typing it out, contributing. Thank you so much. Yeah. So because he's accepting a job, or suppose somebody is a Shudra by qualities, but he may have a lot of knowledge and he may have other qualities which are befitting a Brahmana. So he need not be a Shudra, he need not be in a Shudra category. So this is how it is. Depending on the gunas, the society is not bifurcated. As a result, there is chaos. And this chaos is primarily because of why Srila Prabhupada, several places he says, Kalau Shudra Sambhava. In Kali Yuga, everybody is Shudra. Why is Srila Prabhupada saying like this? Because in Kali Yuga, there are no purificatory this samskaras done. Like it starts from Garbhadana samskara, right? Even before the soul comes in your mother's womb, the samskaras begin from there. So today people are forgotten about those samskaras. When they are not doing those samskaras, and then everybody comes under the category of Shudra only, Prabhupada is saying. Srila Prabhupada mentions this at various places. So this is one thing. There is decline in the spiritual knowledge. Yeah. The so-called Brahmanas are not well versed with the various Vedas. And Vedas, one thing is there that cannot be understood by mere academic knowledge, right? So we are not looking here for academic knowledge and, oh, I am so much qualified, so I am the knower of Vedas, I have read all this. No. Jnana Vijnana. Vijnana means realizations, and that Brahmana who's really understood what Brahman means. So this is why there is a complete chaos in the society. And just imagine in this society, Brahmanas are very important. Why Srila Prabhupada says like that? Because they are the one who guide the Kshatriyas. They are guiding this thing, the group, that portion of the society whom everybody is supposed to be guided by. See, in the previous days, the kings were so beautifully guided by all these great sages, even King Janak, even Dasharath, all these great kings had their these priests who were these big kings, administrators, Kshatriyas, they were guided by the sages. So today, if the society, imagine in this body, if there's no head, how does it go? So today things are somewhat like that. This is first thing. Secondly, there is decline in spiritual knowledge. Thirdly, there is no samskaras being done today. So as a result, in Kali Yuga, what is happening is everybody is just like a Shudra. Prabhupada mentions this Varnashram is for evolving from animal to human. As I said, this is evolving process given for us to evolve spiritually. Now, if this is not there, then we are only like Dvipada Pashu. Dharmena hina Pashubir Naranam. So we are engaged only in 4 activities. Ahara, Nidra, Bhay, Maithun. We know only that. We know how to be running for economic development and nothing beyond that about spirituality. So the Brahmanas guide us, they train us, they educate us on the spiritual knowledge. But then today, if there is lack of this, what I can say, category of people, we need Brahmanas, definitely, to guide and then this chaos in the society will be settling down. So then it is so important, those who guide us on the path of spiritual life, they tell you, actually today people are not even having the goal. What is the goal of life? Everybody is just going ahead in life, not understanding what human birth is meant for, what is the goal of life, which a Brahmana can, in his capacity as a learned Brahmana, he can explain the population, the general mass of people, and he can guide people towards their goal. That is to attain the love of God, to attain the, go back home, back to the abode of Lord, to be eternally serving Him, to make us understand what is our constitutional position. So now we'll move to 32, 33 verse. There are two verses combined together. So can we go to 32, 33? Can you display it, Mataji, please? Yeah, who's going to read it?
Yes, Mataji.
See, this meter is like Brahma Samhita, huh? Mataji, you'll have to read like that.
Okay. Brahmadaya bahutitam yad apanga moksha कामास्तपः समचरन् भगवत् प्रपन्नाः शास्त्रीः स्ववासम् अरविन्दवनं विहाय यत्पादसौभगमलं भजते अनुरक्ता तस्याहम् अब्जकुलिशङ्कुशकेतुकेतैः श्रीमत्पदैर्भगवतः समलङ्कृताङ्गी त्रीन् अत्यरोच उपलभ्य ततो विभूतिं लोकान् समां व्यसृजत् उत्स्मयातिं तदन्ते. Hare Krishna.
You read the translation here also. Then purport somebody else will do.
Translation is Divine Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, whose glance of grace was sought by demigods like Brahma, and for whom they surrendered many a day unto the personality of Godhead, gave up her own abode in the forest of lotus flowers and engaged herself in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. I was endowed with specific powers to supersede the fortune of all the three planetary systems by being decorated with the impressions of the flag, thunderbolt, elephant driving rod, and lotus flower, which are signs of the lotus feet of the Lord. But at the end, when I felt I was so fortunate, the Lord left me.
Yeah, I think Kusum Mataji has raised her hand. She can read the purport. Yeah.
Who, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranams. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The beauty and opulence of the world can be enhanced by the grace of the Lord and not by any man-made planning. When the Lord Shri Krishna was present on this earth, the impressions of the special signs of his lotus feet were stamped on the dust. And as a result of this specific grace, the whole earth was made as perfect as possible. In other words, the rivers, the seas, the forests, the hills, and the mines, which are supplying agents for the necessities of men and animals, were fully discharging their respective duties. Therefore, the riches of the world surpassed all the riches of all other planets in the three planetary systems of the universe. One should therefore ask that the grace of the Lord always be present on the earth, so that we may be favored with his causeless mercy and be happy, having all necessities of life. One may ask how we can detain the Supreme Lord on this earth, and after his mission is fulfilled and he has left this earth for his own abode. The answer is that there is no need to detain the Lord. The Lord, being omnipresent, can be present with us if we want him at all. By his omnipresence, he can always be with us if we are attached to his devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. There is nothing in the world with which the Lord is disconnected. The only thing we must learn is to excavate the source of connection and thus be linked with him by offenseless service. We can be connected with him by the transcendental sound representation of the Lord. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord himself are identical, and one who chants the holy name of the Lord in an offenseless manner can at once realize that the Lord is present before him. Even by the vibration of radio sound, we can partially realize sound relativity. And by resounding the sound of transcendence, we can feel the presence of the Lord. In this age, when everything is polluted by the contamination of Kali, it is instructed in the scriptures and praised by the Lord, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can at once be free from contamination and gradually rise to the status of transcendence and go back to Godhead. The offenseless chanter of the holy name of the Lord is as auspicious as the Lord himself, and the movement of pure devotees of the Lord all over the world can at once change the troublesome face of the world. Only by the propagation of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord can we be immune from all effects of the age of Kali. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Many beautiful points in this purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yes, so here, this thing, cow is telling to the bull that she feels more fortunate than Lakshmi ji. Now, Lakshmi ji, the goddess of fortune, is consort of the Lord, right? What is she engaged in? She is engaged eternally in the Pada Sevanam. She is always serving the lotus feet of the Lord. But Mother Earth feels she is more fortunate than Lakshmi ji. Why? Because Lakshmi ji is also mentioned here in the purport. Srila Prabhupada is saying that she leaves the abode. Actually, how many of us know where is in Vrindavan Mother Lakshmi Devi doing austerities? Pale one. She is still till date doing austerities, doing tapasya there. Why is she doing? Because anybody knows why is she still meditating?
Because she couldn't join the Rasa dance.
Yes, she's still yes, doing all this penance to enter the Rasa dance. Yeah. So this concert of the Lord is engaged. She leaves there and she goes to even serve the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. But Mother Earth feels her kripa on her is more than what is on Lakshmi Devi by the Supreme Lord. Why? Because Mother Earth feels the souls, the lotus feet of the Lord, the souls have beautiful marks on them. Some of them, can you name? Are you aware about some marks on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord? Some of them at least.
Conchal Mataji?
Yes. Yes.
Umbrella?
Shankh is there, Chakra is there, Gada is there, Padma is there, the lotus is there. There is this flag, then there is this Kalash is there. There is this thunderbolt. So these are various marks. There is this moon, half moon. So these are these marks, beautiful marks on the lotus soles of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. And these, when he was walking on Vrindavan forest, these imprints are there stamped on Mother Earth. So she feels more blessed than Mother Lakshmi, right? In that sense, she is feeling that she had more kripa. Now, because Mother Earth being in direct touch, of course, even remember Mother Earth is also consort of the Supreme Lord. Are you all aware of this fact? How Mother Earth is consort of Supreme Lord? Because when Lord came as Varaha, he lifted Mother Earth. That's when he had a direct contact with Mother Earth. He lifted her on his tusk. And because of this union, Bhaumasura was born. Of course, he was a demon. But Mother Earth is also a consort of the Lord. And because of being in direct touch with the Lord and because of the presence of the Lord on the face of earth that time, Mother Earth being transcendentally very happy, she was very beautiful and she was very bountiful. Bountiful means never there was scarcity of anything, which is mentioned in this verse. The trees, the forests, the seas, the rivers, mines, everything was just giving abundant necessities, what the human race needs, what the living entities need. Mother Earth was providing everything. Unlike today, in the age of Kali, I still remember when I was small in India, and people would be worrying, "Arey, lakes full hua ki nahi? Otherwise, there will be no water. There will be water shortage this year also." So there would be weather report. People would be mentioning about how many inches this river is filled. Oh, this river is still vacant. Like that, So in Kali Yuga, these anxieties are there. But in that time when Lord is present, so Mother Earth was just providing with every necessity abundantly. There was nothing scarce at that point of time. So also what is mentioned here is, I've written down on my piece of paper here this beautiful line from the purport. Lord being omnipresent can be present within us if we want him at all. Very, very deep line Srila Prabhupada has given us in the purport. What do we mean by omnipresent?
Present everywhere.
Present
Yes,
everywhere.
Mataji. Yes. So if he is present everywhere, ideally Lord has not left this earth. Spiritually, if we see, Lord is always present. In fact, it is also said that Lord never leaves Vrindavan and goes. And Lord is always present. Only thing is, with this material eyes, we cannot see him. But yet again, Lord says, it can be present with us if we want him at all. So now here there is a question of free will and choice. But let us first understand omnipresent. Any Leela from the past time you can tell about from where we can understand Lord is omnipresent? We just celebrated
so many
Narasimha
stories.
Chaturdasi.
Yeah.
And Prahlad was asked, is your Lord there in this pillar? Prahlad said, yes, he's everywhere. He's very much there in that pillar. And Lord appeared also at Narsingadev, right? So,
Also,
yes, I think I interrupted you. Sorry, Mataji. Please share something on the chat. Mother Earth also best pure transcendental. There may also be a reason to be proud. Good, nice. Yeah, any other pastime we could recall? Now I'll tell you,
I remember that Raghunanda pastime. Raghunanda, he will serve, he will cry like a small boy will offer, but his father will be seeing from the curtain, and the Lord really eats it. But he
yes. So this child was in front of the deity, and he was really feeling that the deity should come and honor that bhoga. And the father was every day he's telling father, no, prasad is over. Lord honored it. Actually, he invoked his presence because he cried. His innocence really touched the Lord, and Lord was present, and he actually ate that the bhoga which he offered. Yes, thank you, Mataji. I was just recalling about so we omnipresence में हमने Lord Nrsimhadev का देखा, अभी सिंधु माता जी ने भी बताया, and then one more when Srila Prabhupada was
also, all the gopis, they could feel the presence of Krishna with them. So he was present everywhere.
They are very high level devotees. Here we are talking about people like us. If we want him at all, so it is just talking about conditioned souls like us who how of course what the example that I'm giving you, Prahlad Maharaj was a pure devotee again. Yes, you gave gopis, that's also perfect. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. Those who are at that level, they can perceive Lord everywhere, every moment. Yeah, they never separate from the Lord. Correct. So when Srila Prabhupada was on Jaldut and was going to the Western world, that time we know being a very austere journey, and it was a cargo ship, and Srila Prabhupada he suffered 2 heart attacks, right? That's the time he had a vision. I think he had a dream where he sees Lord Krishna there on the ocean in a small boat, and he's rowing that boat, and that boat is pulling that huge ship of Srila Prabhupada. And Krishna was smiling at him as if assuring him, I am there with you. And as if he was guiding the boat to go to the American shores. So that's what that gave Prabhupada so much hope, in spite of he suffering heart attacks and already disturbed on the ship with no proper food and so much seasickness, many things at that age, imagine. But then again, Lord appeared to give him assurance and that I'm always there with you. He had carried Bhagavatam with him, whatever was printed at that point of time. So yes, this is a very beautiful example. One more Srila Prabhupada narrates is, there was this little boy, probably you all have heard it, who was very poor with his mother. He would stay, but he had to cross a jungle and go on the other side to his school. And he would be very fearful being a small child. But then the mother said, no, your brother, that is Dinabandhu, is always there with you. Yes, mother, really? So this little child would go call Dinabandhu and the Lord would appear because of the, like Raghunandan Das. Similarly, this innocence of the child captivated Lord's heart, and the Lord would come daily, help him cross over the forest. And one fine day, the teacher in that school asked the children to get some gifts. For maybe in one place, Prabhupada was writing, his father had died, so he had asked children to somebody to get some piece of cloth, somebody to get some rice, etc. Because see, in those days it was not like teachers charging tuition fees like today. So it was something in kind only. So now this boy was perplexed. He comes and tells his mother, I have to carry something for my teacher tomorrow. And they are too poor to even carry something. The mother is thinking, okay, go and ask from your Dinabandhu brother. This child goes and asks Krishna. It is actually Krishna who would come like an elder brother. He's calling him Dada, Dinabandhu. And then Lord gives him a pot of butter, yogurt. Not butter, sorry, yogurt. And this child takes it. Actually, the teacher's finding it very funny. Oh, small pot of yogurt, why has he got it? But somehow the pot drops down and the butter, this yogurt is spilled. But even then the pot is spilled. So the Lord actually gave him a pot in which the yogurt would never get exhausted. So here also we can see how the Lord reciprocates if we, not reciprocates, actually if we invoke him, if we think of him, if we call him. There are incidents where Draupadi called Lord. Was he not just by, hey Govind, by the pure, deep, intense cry, the Lord appeared. We see in Ajamil's case, he called his son Narayan, but at the time of death, again the Yamadutas were driven away by the Vishnu Dutas. So how potent, even here in this puppet, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing on chanting. And
Mataji,
chanting
one more
is,
example, Mataji.
Yes.
Sorry, Arjunacharya and his wife.
Yeah.
Arjunacharya.
Yes, madam. Yeah, share in short. Come on, Mataji.
Yeah,
Please,
like
please.
I just suddenly remember that. Yeah, he will be writing he'll be reading the Ananya Chintayantoma Ye Jana Paryupashati Tesha Nityabhyuksha. So he will be like, he'll lose hope and no, Lord does not provide something like that. But he goes out to the market or something. Meanwhile, two boys come as Krishna and Balaram disguised and they really bring the provisions and hand over to the wife. And when they leave, his wife asks him, what is this mark on behind your back? Then they say, no, your husband has bet me nicely because he scratched on the Bhagavad Gita, the mark. So that mark is reflected on them. So he comes back home, wife nicely scolds him to the core. How can you beat those small boys, They are none other than Krishna and Balaram. They have come to supply to us. So the Lord provides. So how he is so omnipotent.
Yes. The words of the Lord in Bhagavad Gita are not different again from him. That's why when he struck those lines, it was like a whiplash on the back of the Lord. Yes. So yes, again, so Lord is Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, non-different, no? Lord and all this is non-different from the Supreme Lord. That's why when we are chanting, we have to be so attentive, and the Lord is dancing on our tongue, and we should feel His presence. Currently we are in disease stage, so we don't relish chanting, and maybe mind distracts us in many things, but actually we are invoking His presence. So, in fact, we had some time ago here, Bhakti Brihad Bhagavad Swami Maharaj coming up and doing some seminar on this holy name chanting. So he did it in a small, what you can say, in a kind of, he was sitting on the stage and he called two devotees, husband and wife, just come here. He called third devotee, he said, you chant, close your eyes and chant. So this devotee was chanting and this couple were waiting there. And then he had asked them to enact it and show us so that it remains permanently in our mind. That when we chant, we close our eyes and chant, Radha Krishna actually come, Maharaj was explaining. They come and wait. They are happy that, oh, this soul is chanting our names. He's thinking of us. He's calling us. But then this man, after he was chanting, Maharaj showed it like this, depicted it in a small skit way. But this person was seeing his mobile or maybe responding to somebody else, and Radha Krishna feeling neglected, they go away. So we have to be so this focused while we are chanting and feeling the presence of the Lord. These are not just mere words that Lord and His holy name are non-different. This is a reality. This is a fact. So yeah, so we understood that from these 2, 3, whatever few instances, Lord is omnipresent. He responds. He can appear. Also in the Srila Prabhupada is written that nothing in this world is such that which cannot be connected with the Lord. Lord is not disconnected from anything in this world. How do we understand this? Any inputs? Lord is connected with everything. How? Everything around us is obviously we look it as energy of the Lord. See, one time Prabhupada was going on a morning walk and with his devotees who would go and reading the scriptures, but suddenly one day Srila Prabhupada just stood. Can you hear? So all the devotees became thinking, what is Prabhupada able to hear? He is transcendental, but we are not. What he is able to hear, what he is able to see, God knows. Can you hear? They are thinking something mysterious is going to happen now. What is happening now? Prabhupada will disclose. But Prabhupada was pointing to a tap that was just dripping the water. The water was being tap was open. Prabhupada said, go and close the tap. So Prabhupada was so particular about the leaking taps or if the lights are unnecessarily on. These are all energies of the Lord which should be used so very effectively, efficiently, not to waste. So Prabhupada had that consciousness. Now today, if I'm sitting in this house, if I think it is my house, oh, this house has this much value, then I make it material. My consciousness is totally material. But if I look at it as, oh, I have a beautiful altar here, this house is nothing but a temple of the Supreme Lord. So if I look upon it like this, and I keep my house clean, whoever is coming, I accept them as the guest of the Supreme Lord. So then the consciousness is a different, it's a complete spiritual way of looking at things and seeing that how everything is connected with the Lord. If I have some money with me in the purse, but I look upon it as not money, but Lakshmi. Lakshmi Devi, the consort of the Lord. So then I don't unnecessarily splurge it. I really use it when it is really essential and to buy something in the service of the Lord. No unnecessarily splurging on, things which are just not been a necessity for us. So that's how our consciousness is all about consciousness. It's all about our perspective. That decides whether we see it as spiritual or whether we see it as material. So this is all that is how our vision is towards things. Anything, table, chair, everything is ultimately from the energies we have understood, right? Bhumir, apo, nalavayu, kham, mana, buddhir, evache, bhumir, up. So all these elements, these ingredients are nothing but coming from the Lord. They are all His energies. So everything around us that we see, we should connect them with the Lord in this way. Now suppose we know President so and so is there. Okay, forget, I don't remember the name, but at least Prime Minister Shri Modi ji is there. In person, I know he's Prime Minister of the country, Shri Modi ji. But whatever the government, I don't know how to say it, whatever is the rules are there in the state that represent him actually. These are all his energies. The head of the state has decided all these laws, rules, regulations which have to be followed by a civilian. So this all the governance is done by him. So though he may not be personally present, but I know these are all his energies and it makes me think of him, right? The head of the state. So I shouldn't offend him. I shouldn't go against his laws. So it is like that. So we see everything as being in connection with the Lord. So now here in conclusion, it is said that Prabhupada is mentioning just by chanting and propagating the chanting of the holy name, the face of the earth which is currently bad. Why? Because of Kali Yuga, there is so many degradation happening. It can be solved. It can be resolved by invoking the presence of Lord. We can't think, pehle to Krishna the na, when Arjun was there, the Pandavas were there, so Krishna was physically present. No, we can't say that. This verse, this purport clearly explains we still can feel the presence of the Lord if we want to. The choice is ours. If I am into sense gratificatory culture, then I'm already trapped in Maya. But if my vision, my consciousness is spiritual, if I see everything and remember Supreme Lord, seeing every energy of His is working so wonderfully, so then I'm always in constant remembrance of the Lord. So this is very important. Just as a mother, the child is gone to the school or something, but the mother will see child's bag, his water bottle, everything that she sees in the house. When the child is gone to school, she's cleaning the house. She'll pick up his chappals, she'll pick up his scattered books, his scattered toys, everything of that. These are all toys, books actually, but it reminds the mother of the baby, of her son, who's currently not there in the house, he's gone to school. So similarly, while we are in this material world, Supreme Lord, though in his abode, but his presence can very much be felt if we stay connected with him through the holy name, through chanting of holy name, through constantly remembering him. We are not, and as initial first paragraph says, why we should always be in presence of Lord, why Mother Earth is saying like that, then there will be prosperity, there will be abundance, right or no? Mother Earth is saying she was bountiful when Lord's presence was there. The lotus feet of the Lord were touching her. There was so much of abundance. So, jab hamare life mein, if we want prosperity, abundance, we should always have Krishna always present in our lives in the form of hearing, Shravanam, Kirtanam, remembrance of the Lord. So, we can go to the verse number 34 now. Can you put it on the screen? Thank you, Master. Yeah. Who's going to read it, please?
May I read, Mataji?
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna. Pranams, Mataji.
Hare
यो वै ममातिपरमासुरवंशराज्ञाम् अक्षौहिनिशतम् अपानुदधात्मतन्त्राः त्वां दुष्टम् ऊनपदम् आत्मनि पौरुषेण सम्पादयन् यदुषु रम्यम् अबिभ्रत् अङ्गम्. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, even the translation. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O personality of religion, I was greatly overburdened by the undue military phalanxes arranged by aesthetic kings, and I was relieved by the grace of the personality of Godhead. Similarly, you were also in a distressed condition, weakened in your standing strength, and thus he also incarnated by his internal energy in the family of the Yadus to relieve you. Hare
Who's
Krishna,
going to
Mataji.
read the purport? Small one. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Pranams Mataji.
Yeah, please.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Asuras want to enjoy a life of sense gratification, even at the cost of others' happiness. In order to fulfill this ambition, the Asuras, especially atheistic kings or state executive heads, try to equip themselves with all kinds of deadly weapons to bring about a war in a peaceful society. They have no ambition other than personal aggrandizement, and thus Mother Earth feels overburdened by such undue increases of military strength. By increase of the Asuric population, those who follow the principles of religion become unhappy, especially the devotees or devas. In such a situation, the personality of Godhead incarnates to vanquish the unwanted asuras and to re-establish the true principles of religion. This was the mission of Lord Sri Krishna, and he fulfilled it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you. Yeah, it's a short purport. Here, Mother Earth is telling to Bull that how she is burdened. Now we have on the face of Mother Earth so many ideally heavy things like huge mountains like Himalayas. We have big, deep oceans. We have such big, strong trees with huge trunks from years and years. We have huge animals like elephants, but Mother Earth doesn't feel the burden of all these. But she is feeling burden of sinful people on her. When the demoniac civilization has come up, these demoniac people are increasing. sinful tyrant kings. You remember when Parshuram came, Lord Parshuram came, how he wiped away all these demoniac Kshatriyas from the face of earth. So time to time, Lord is coming to restore the religiousness, to relieve Mother Earth from this burden which she is feeling. Lord comes. What is the reason that Lord gives in Bhagavad Gita? The common shloka.
Paritranaya
Yada
sadhu.
yada vidana.
Yes, yes. Vinashaya cha drishtatam. So when he comes to annihilate all these miscreants, so Lord has to come. So where will Mother Earth go and complain to whom? We have seen for Lord Krishna to appear on this planet. Mother Earth had gone to Brahmaji. Then all the devatas went and prayed to the Lord, and as a result, Lord appeared. So then here also Mother Earth is telling to Bull that I am not only I am burdened, but Dharma, you are also weakened. Why she's telling like that? The Dharma is weakened because Dharma is standing on the 4 pillars. Just as in an organization, we say, oh, this person is like a pillar of the company. So it means he's so significant. Without him, the organization or the company will crumble. Similarly, here for Dharma is upholded by the 4 pillars. I think in my last Thursday class also we discussed this. Those 4 pillars of Dharma are mercy is there, austerity is there, truthfulness is there, cleanliness. So these 4. But now Mother Earth is pointing out to this bull that your 3 legs are already broken. So which is the only leg on which Dharma is wobbling and standing now?
Truth, Mother.
Yes, correct. Thank you, Mataji. So yes, this is truthfulness. This is only ek charan pe khada hai wo. You know, it's just so it is wobbly and it's weak. Obviously, 3 legs are just destroyed and only 1 leg is left. So Mother Earth is telling, even my state is lamentable. Even your state is very pitiable. And why all these things have happened? Because these Asuric people in the puppet Srila Prabhupada is writing that in Kali Yuga, they are amassing all the military weapons and causing havoc. What happens when they will accumulate all these weapons? Obviously, they're going to use it, and they're going to use it. They're going to Mother Earth gets soaked in the blood of so many living entities. And now tell me, will a mother like it? Why do we call Earth as mother? Firstly, what is the duty of a mother? To give birth and to feed you, right? And is Mother Earth not doing these duties? She's given us birth. She's given us every facility what we need to live in this material world. She's nourishing us with so many foods, fruits, crops, everything she's providing us.
She's bearing so much burden, Mataji.
Huh?
She's bearing so much burden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So a mother is providing so much, but that mother, if that mother is hurt when children are fighting amongst each other, there is bloodshed. That's why this Mother Earth is in pain. And she's pointing out to the sinful people where there is no religiosity, where there is only, it's mentioned that hatred is there, crime is there, because of weapons and all these things. So they are having aggression is there between all the living entities. So will a mother be happy? Mother will not be happy. What she likes. She will like a peace. She will like a harmony, right? But here, all this being in Kali Yuga, it is all disturbed. It's a complete topsy-turvy situation. So Mother Earth is again calling out, and she's really in a very she's feeling very morose of seeing all this. In fact, when our teacher was explaining this, he was telling us that not only there are weapons of mass destruction, we normally say, no, weapons of mass destruction, but there are weapons of distractions as well in Kali Yuga. Yes or no? I think last week one of you asked me, how can we be not allured? How can we remain focused? So distractions are there. So many distractions are there. These are also how distractions, they take us away from Krishna. So they say, no, if you don't separate yourself from distractions, distractions will separate you from Krishna. They'll separate you from your goal. They'll separate you from Krishna, right? You going straight, from A to point B, but somewhere you got distracted, so you lose goal and you started going like this. So this is how it happens. We lose track of our goal completely. So distractions and all. But what is the ideal situation as per Srila Prabhupada? Prabhupada gave this whole world a place to live in, a home where everybody can live amicably, in complete harmony, where there is no aggression, violence, pain, suffering, battles, all these things. But for all this to happen, what is the foundation? What is the foundation for dharma? Krishna consciousness. That's why we follow 4 regulative principles. Correct or no? These things are the pillars of Krishna consciousness also. So this we have to follow. And these, for Krishna consciousness, this atmosphere is needed. A very smooth, peaceful, amicable situation is to be needed. But here in Kali Yuga, we just saw Mother Earth is grumbling, complaining that how she is in pain and in a miserable state. So we'll take up the next verse, which is pretty deep verse. Ideally, I don't feel myself qualified even to speak on that. We'll try. 35, 36. 36 is nothing to explain about. 35 is a bit deep. Yeah, who's going to read it, please?
Shall I, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please, Mataji. Deval Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dhanavad pranam. Kavasahita viraham purushottamasya premavaloka ruchirasmita valgujalpai स्थैर्यं समानम् अहरं मधुमानिनां रुमोत्सवो मम यदङ्घ्रि विटाङ्किटायः. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Who therefore can tolerate the pangs of separation from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He could conquer the gravity and passionate wrath of his sweethearts like Satyabhama by his sweet smile of love, pleasing glance, and hearty appeals. When he traversed my earth's surface, I would be immersed in the dust of his lotus feet, and thus would be sumptuously covered with grass which appeared like hairs standing on me out of pleasure. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Who's taking up the purport, please? Yeah, Sudha Mataji. Who's there?
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Hare Krishna,
Purport
pranams.
by Divine Wish the Prabhupada ki jai. There were chances of separation between the Lord and his thousands of queens because of the Lord being absent from home. But as far as his connection with earth was concerned, the Lord would traverse the earth with his lotus feet, and therefore there was no chance of separation. When the Lord left the surface of the earth to return to his spiritual abode, the earth's feelings of separation were therefore more acute. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So you all understood what is being pointed out here? Separation. As I explained, Mother Earth is consort of the Lord. So obviously, being consort, being a pure devotee again, she is feeling intense separation. When we are attached, this is a common thing, you all will agree with me, when we are attached to someone more deeply, the grief is more deep, yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Same,
Yes,
yeah, so
Mataji.
same way, but here this verse is speaking about the spiritual separation. Yes, we can't understand currently now because we are in a conditioned state, and but yet let's try to understand what it's trying to say. So Lord is life and soul of his devotees, right? A devotee can never take anything in his life, but if somebody says just give up your mala, give up your chanting, devotee will say, you kill me, you do what you feel like, but I am not going to stop chanting the holy name. I am not going to forget, don't ever want to forget my beloved. We think of Namacharya Haridas Thakur, how he was badly whipped. They just told him, you have to stop chanting. But did he give up? So a genuine, a pure devotee will just be ready to give away his life, but not be ready to forget or be in forgetfulness of the Lord. So here Mother Earth is feeling intense pain, and that's very painful when you are separated from your beloved Lord. So she's feeling that. So even in material world, when we lose our near and dear ones, don't we feel separation? Yes, we do feel separation. I'm just talking again, just to get little glimpse of what spiritual separation means. So materially also we understand separation happens, something happens. We feel very badly shattered if we are separated from a near and dear one. Sometimes they say no, but if the love is not deep, if of course so-called love we are talking about in material world, because we are yet not purified, it is lust which we think is love. But yet again, in our words, our terms, if we call it love, if the love is not genuine and deep, so we say out of sight, out of mind, दिखे नहीं तो मैं भूल गया. But here it is not the case like that. Mother Earth is really feeling that. Now this mood of separation is the ultimate goal of all of us. This is the ultimate perfection in bhakti. Lord Chaitanya came to teach us how to love Lord in the separation of the Lord. Love Lord in the mood of separation. Currently, we are not able to even fathom because we are not on that level. Lord Chaitanya demonstrated himself when he would be in a separation. Always he was in that, exhibiting that mood of separation. The torrents of tears would be falling from his eyes like that. So let us try to have little bit glimpse of it through some 1-2 pastime which I'll be sharing. I definitely cannot speak about the gopis because they are the ideal example of this kind of, but it's very esoteric topic. So gopis, and amongst that the topmost gopi Srimati Radharani, we cannot even with this mundane mind and intelligence, we cannot even understand. We just theoretically read in Srimad Bhagavatam. But here I'd like to tell you in Vrindavan, probably you all have heard, there is this Gopa Sakha of Krishna and Balram. His name is Lotha. He had prepared some nice eatable, because as we know, all the Gop Sakhas would go together with Krishna Balram. They would have a picnic. They would eat together, honor Prasad, and everybody would be interested in feeding Krishna first. It would just be having fun time, Krishna in the middle, and they all sit surrounding him. But that day, when this Lotha saw Krishna seated on a chariot of Akrura, and Krishna was ready to leave for Mathura. Krishna, where are you going, my dear Sakha? I'm going to Mathura. And this boy is in a state of shock and stun. I mean, they cannot imagine even breathing, even taking one breath without Krishna. So that was their intense love for Lord. So then Krishna says, when will you return back, Krishna? I will come a day next to tomorrow, means day after tomorrow, like that. Krishna tells him, I will come. Okay, till you come, I'm going to wait here. I'm also not going to eat and drink. And he keeps waiting there, gazing at that in the direction of the road from where Mathura to Vrindavan. When Krishna will return, he will return from this road. So this Bal Sakha keeps gazing, and they say it is a reality. He is still waiting, continuously waiting for the Lord. In fact, there is a deity of this Pochri Ka Lota Baba, they call him now. So there is a deity of him, and just see the Vraja mood. We cannot understand, but again, as I said, through this pastime, we can understand that he doesn't want to eat or drink, and he's just waiting there, still lifeless but he's waiting because Krishna has promised he will come back. So this is one example of a separation mood. Second example we can understand is from our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. When Srila Prabhupada was leaving this planet and going to the abode of the Supreme Lord, he wound up his Leelas in the month of November 1977. When he left this planet, all his disciples who were so very deeply attached to him, because the kind of love, the kind of care Srila Prabhupada gave them, they felt so attached, so connected with Srila Prabhupada. And this day and night, they just couldn't take it. They say it is the darkest night of our life. And then what happens is, they keep crying, sobbing. They are faltering, they are holding each other, they're going so weak. They just are, it's become unbearable for them to take this separation of Srila Prabhupada. And all of the night they are chanting. And then around 3 in the morning, there is a bit change in their mood, and they start sharing their experiences, their exchanges with Srila Prabhupada with each other. There is an outpour of appreciation for Srila Prabhupada from each one to each other. They are sharing. And then in that separation, when they are talking about Srila Prabhupada, blessing him, but that time they say that we felt closest to Srila Prabhupada at that moment. So this is something, a different feeling. This is called ecstasy. It's grief of separation, but at the same time, when you are separated from your beloved, you are thinking constantly, uninterruptedly, only and only about him. So that is kind of giving a bit of ecstasy. This is what even the gopis experienced. And here the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, then they pick up a roaring kirtan, they are dancing, chanting. So it's a mixed feeling, but they are sharing to each other. One devotee even says to the other, I was a wretched creature. We were all like wretched creatures, but Prabhupada's arms were always open for us. How much love he gave us. So like that, they are just thinking of Srila Prabhupada, but then morning happens, and then they take the transcendental body of Srila Prabhupada to the Vrindavan temple in front of the 3 altars. Prayers are happening. Everything is happening. They prepare a feast. But then they take a resolve and they decide that we will still live happily in harmony and carry on the mission of Srila Prabhupada to propagate the holy name. We ourselves will chant. We ourselves will distribute Prabhupada's books. They took complete shelter of Srila Prabhupada's books. Because Prabhupada said, I will live in my books. So they took in shelter of those books, Vani of Srila Prabhupada, and chanting continued, the service continued. This is what is meant by a loving Lord. And Srila Prabhupada was an ambassador from the spiritual world. He's a representative of the Lord, serving the Lord in the mood of separation. So till date, this beautiful service continues. It's over 50 years and still this beautiful service is continuing. And each disciple of his is like a gem who, in spite of, yes, they feel his presence every minute. As Mother Cow is here in the purport, it is said, no, person should only invoke the presence of the Lord and his Guru. He's always never ever bereft from the mercy of Lord and the Guru if he's constantly thinking of him always. This is very important. Other thing I would like to share is in the Shad Goswami Ashtakam, it is written. So we should, our mood, as I said, Srila Prabhupada is trying to say here that we aspire for this state. Not that we sometimes have a very good rounds of chanting and we say, today I felt so blissful and really felt, I saw Krishna in my dream. I have Krishna. I'm very good devotee. No, not like that. Prabhupada is telling we have to aspire for this mood of loving Lord in the mood of separation. We are separated from him. We are yearning for you, Lord. Where are you? That really burns away all your anarthas, that intense yearning for the Lord. And just Prabhupada said that we have to chant in that mood as a child is crying for the mother. The child is crying in separation from the mother, obviously, right? So the Goswamis in Shad Goswami Ashtakam, what have they written? They say, Hera de Vraja Devi ke chalalite, He Nanda Suno Kuta, Shri Govardhana Kalpa Pada Patale, Kalindi Vane Kalindi Vane Kutah. So they are asking, Kuta means where are you? Hey Radhe, O Srimati, O Lalita Devi, Nanda Suno, O son of Nanda, O darling son of Nanda, are you on the hill of Govardhan? Or are you under the desire trees near to the banks of Yamuna? Goshantava iti sarvato vrajapure. They keep calling out to the Lord. They are wandering on this Vraja, the forest of the Vraja, calling out, Krishna, Radharani, where are you? Now these Goswamis are not ordinary souls, conditioned souls. They are already, if we see their position, they are already Manjaris from the spiritual world. They are servitors of Sri, direct servitors. Manjaris are serving Srimati Radharani. But see how they are showing us through their examples that they are yearning for the Lord. Goshantava eti sarvato vrajapure kheder mahaviha valau. So we are feeling that intense pain and separation from you. Even Lord Chaitanya says in, we have to follow the Goswamis, Acharyas. Even Lord Chaitanya says, in Shishtastakam prayers, no. Yugayate nimishena chakshusha pravarashayatam. Yugayate nimishena, even for a fraction of a moment when I'm away from you, in separation from you, it feels like a yuga, it feels like an age. And here age means over 12 years or more. Shunyayatam jagat sarvam. Chakshusha pravarashayatam means my eyes, there is torrents of tears, torrential rains, there is water in my eyes. And the Jagat is looking like a void, absolutely vacant, empty without you, my dear Lord. So this is the prayer in Shishtastakam also. So this, all prayers explain this should be the mood, and this we have to aspire for. One day, the perfection of spiritual life is to attain this stage where we are really yearning for the Lord. So with this we understood. But here Mother Earth is also telling about Satyabhama, Queen Satyabhama. So we understand Satyabhama, little fiery nature. Fiery means she was a bit kind of Krishna's a very, this is a Pattarani, the 8 principal queens may say, I think she's the 3rd one. And but Krishna's qualities are such, Mother Earth is telling, the cow is speaking and saying, his beautiful smile and his loving glances, it even subdues Queen Satyabhama. So Krishna's qualities are unlimited, but here it is just Mother Earth is mentioning, glorifying, and that the Lord is so irresistible. Who can ever be resisted from getting attracted to him? So this is what I think we should end with this. Yeah. No, there is 36th verse which says, while the mother cow and bull were having this conversation, that time Maharaj Parikshit appears. This verse is only that. So let us kindly read this verse and conclude this chapter today. Yeah. Who's going to read this verse?
I read Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
While the earth personality of religion were thus engaged in conversation, the saintly king Parikshit reached the shore of the Saraswati river, which flowed towards the east. Thus, in the Bhakti Vedanta purpose of the first canto, 16th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled How Parikshit Received the Age of Kali. Thank you, Mataji. Danda Pranam.
Oh yeah, this is just telling that while this conversation was happening between the cow and the bull, Maharaj Parikshit comes, and then with this we come to the close of this chapter, and we'll further see from tomorrow or probably the next week what happens in the chapter number 17. So any queries, any add-ons, anything you all want to share, any corrections, anything want to discuss, free to share. Hare Krishna.
What we studied today, Mataji, very, very touchy. We also feel the impact that we should come to that stage.
Yeah, that's very exalted stage. As I said, very exalted stage. But yes, this is what Srila Prabhupada says. This is Lord Chaitanya who comes in this mood and shows us. Example, he's presenting in front of us. Last 18 years of Lord Chaitanya and Jagannath Puri exhibit only this mood of separation. How he's just running away. When he sees the water body, he thinks it is Yamuna and he just jumps into that. Any small hillock, if you will see, he's immediately reminded of Giri Govardhan. He's always in the mood of Vraja. He's always in the mood of separation from Vrindavan. So ideally for us, a take home is, how can we, whenever we are in this material world, we may see so many material things, material objects, but keep our consciousness spiritual. How can we always think of the Lord? That is the whole thing. This is how our daily homework, moment to moment, this is there, training our consciousness to see the hand of Lord, see spiritual, everything not as material, but as spiritual. Today we are using this technology. I will use this tablet, laptop, whatever. I can see that I'm connected with the Lord. The scriptures are opening in this tablet. This is how it is. Everything we connect with the Lord. This is how we can always be in remembrance of the Lord. So this was a very good verses today. Thank you. So I think you all have to recite some verses, right? So you can go on with that, your study session. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your participation. I'm grateful to each one. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo.
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। आनंद कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Thank you Mataji for the wonderful explanations.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank
Krishnamurti
you.
Prabhuji wants to say something. Krishnamurti Prabhuji, you want to say something? Prabhu?
No, Mataji, I am submitting pranams to you, Mataji. What to this extent you have?
My obeisances to you, Prabhuji. You bless us, every one of us, so that we are going to do our serious Bhagavatam studies. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you are sitting in Swayasasana. So you are the only person to bless me. Yeah, Mataji. We are blessed.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Because
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
you are
Jai Srila
serving
Prabhupada.
Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I request you to read 2 shlokas each. Sindhu Mataji, you can start. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranams. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shloka 1.5.11. Tadbhag vishargo janataga viplavo yasmin prati shlokam abaddavat api namani anantasya yashon kitani yad shrinvanti gayanti grihnanti sadavaha. Shloka 1.5.17. Tvaktva swadharmam charanambujam hare bhajan apakota patetato yadi yatrakva va bhadram abhyutam kim kovarta apto bhajatam swadharmataha. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Dhanashri Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Tasyaiva heto prayatet kovido न लभ्यते यद् भ्रमतामुपर्यधः तल्लभ्यते दुःखवदन्यतः सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररहसा इदं हि पुंसस्तपसः श्रुतस्य वा दृष्टस्य सुप्तस्य च बुद्धिदत्तयोः अविच्युतोऽर्थः कविभिर्निरूपितो यदुत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवर्णनम् हरे कृष्ण
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Sudhavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Iti murti abhidhanena mantramurtim amurtikam yajate yajna purusham sasamyak darshanapaman. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale apasyat purusham purnam mayam chatat apashrayam. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranams. Now Kishori Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, Shloka number 5. Jaya sammohito jiva atmanam triguణాత్మకం paro api manute anartha tatkrutam chabhipadyate anarthopashamam sakshat adbhakti yogam dokshje lokasya janato vitvam chakre satvata samhitam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranams Mataji. Hare Krishna Kusumlata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranams.
यस्यां वै शूर्यमाणायां कृष्णे परम पुरुषे भक्तिरुत्पद्यते पुंसा शोकमोहभयापहा आत्मा रामस्य मुनियो सुत उवाच आत्मा रामस्य मुनियो निर्ग्रन्थ अप्युरुक्रमे कुर्वन्ते हेतु किं भक्ति मिथ्यं सम्भूत गुणो हरि.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you for
Hare
joining.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji.
Thank you Mataji.
Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.